I'm going to start with you, Daniel. You ready?
Yes, I am.
All right, then. Remember that each question you are expected to respond in 2 minutes. Uh, and this one says, this is for you, Daniel. So can you tell us about a time when you successfully led a digital marketing campaign and the impact it had on the organization? I'll take that again. Can you tell us a time when you successfully led a digital marketing campaign and the impact it had on that organization? Your time starts now.
All right, thank you so much for that question. So recently, as recent as last week, my company wanted to do a CSR in partnership with a mentor, a UI design mentor. And specifically, I was in charge of the whole project from beginning to the end point. And the aim of that particular project was to, reach out to UI designers and to offer them an opportunity to get started. So our target audience for that particular campaign was beginner UI designers. Now, what we needed to do was we needed to get them together and give them an opportunity to earn, and not just earn that I had to sync with our sponsor, like the main partner we were sponsoring with, to make it work. And it started with thinking about ideas, how we can go about it, and what we can do, and what we aim to achieve from this collaboration that we just put out for. So I did the thinking of bringing out the idea, and the title of the project was, I think, Design 1.0. And subsequently, we realized that the metrics, or I set metrics that we hope to achieve with this particular CSR. And luckily for us, the results exceeded what we actually planned. Now, how is this possible? It was possible because we did it online. We did it on Twitter. We had the Twitter space and we had the contest on Twitter. And basically, the aim was to create brand awareness for us and to, like reach out to people, like I said earlier on. Surprisingly, the number of followers and then the growth rate grew over a 1,700.9%, which was a massive, huge gap. So we moved from having just 27 followers to over 313 in less than 6 days. So this went across other social media platforms, Instagram and LinkedIn. So basically, this was one of the campaigns I recently ran, and the outcome was massive. Although the task was overwhelming, but I was able to set KPIs, set metrics, prioritize, since the time frame to do it was short. And luckily for us, the result was great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I like the part where we're able to, you know, move from 17 followership to 313, you said, right?
So,
And the selling point for me is you did this within 6 days. You
yeah.
must you must be you must be the interest of an employer. Believe me, that's a very deep one. That's a very that's a very that's a very good. And I like the part of the key performance indicator that you also uh, talked about, the KPI. You know, good job. Let's go to the man in Thai. That promised me to hand over the title to me after the show. Right. Let's talk to Ayobami. Ayobami, great resume, great awards and scholarship. I'm impressed. You know, but this goes to you as a first class degree student, graduate. Can you tell us more about your first class degree in industrial chemistry and how it has prepared you for a career in your field? I'll take that again. Can you tell us about your first class degree in industrial chemistry and how it has prepared you for a career in your field? Your time starts now, Ayobamichi.
Thank you very much, sir. Talking about my first class degree in industrial chemistry, it all started from the 100 level days where I had to be more familiar with my chemistry courses, where I had to engage myself more in tutorials that will help me to excel higher. And more of the things that helped me was the practical aspects in the work and more of the assignments. Ability to be able to be given assignments and instantly after the class, going back to the assignments and making sure that every work was done perfectly. Even after the correction, ability to go back to the correction and make sure that the positive impact about it is being installed in me. So my schooling and learning days in Olowofoyeku University of Science and Technology has been so wonderful. Why? Because during the course of the study, I've been able to relate and collaborate with my fellow students. I've been able to discuss with them about compound structures and ability to understand even things that seem difficult. And I've been able to learn to pay more attention to details because I discovered that paying more attention to details over the time has really helped me, even in my work that relate to graphic design and web design. And I've also been able to gain more knowledge about color theories and every other things. So the dedication and the determination for me has always helped me so far, and ability to also relate with others and get more information, and ability to analyze theories that seem hard so easily, and being able to break down large projects into simpler units to make things easy. And I believe all this has really helped me in my career. Thank you, sir. I think I still have time. Okay.
Thank you so much. The best part for me on the show is to take notes. You must also understand that nobody knows it all. So anytime I have the opportunity to sit in front of the camera and talk to you guys, I'm also taking note as well. Learning is so wide. Learning is big, and learning could come from any perspective, from any angle. It doesn't matter the age, the size. So anytime you guys speak, I get something new. I have to take it down as well. So kudos to you guys. Good job. I like the part that you talked about, the ability to start very early in life. That's kind of a problem that we face in this generation, where you understand your strengths and weaknesses and you're able to understand your skills. Most people will start very late. I like that part, that starting early in your career is good. If you know that you have skills in accounting, you have skills in communication, and your guardians or parents are able to identify that skill with you, it's always better that somebody will put the eyes on it and say, what, you know what, I can see that you have this skill, just go for it quickly, rather than trying so many waters, and wasting times and energy to do this and do that, do this, and before you know it's time is gone. So I like the part that you started early, and I'm taking that home, that when you said that you knew what you wanted, you started early. After a class, you're able to go back, read, before the class you read and come back again. That's really shaped
Yes.
the results that you have as a first degree. I think you actually cracked the code. You gave us the codes on how to earn a first class degree, which if I'm doing my PhD, I have to do that as well. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. Yeah, thank you. All right, let's go to the man from Kano Wanko State. Have you noticed that you find that he shares the same name with Orjikalu, and also from Kano Wanko town? All right, this is for you, Daniel. It says, how have you utilized your SEO research skills to improve a company's online presence and engagement? I'll take that again. It says, how have you utilized your SEO research skills to improve a company's online presence and engagement? Do you understand that question?
Yes, I do, sir.
Okay, then your time starts now.
All right, thank you so much for that question. So I have utilized my search engine optimization research skills to help the companies I've worked with to optimize their websites. Now, what that simply, or what that really requires is for every company you see out there, for their website to always rank, when I mean rank, when people put in some certain keywords, people should be able to find you. It's not about how great your product is. If you don't have the right keywords in your website, whenever people search for those things, you would not be found. Other people will be found before you. Now, I have realized in my short journey that the aim is to rank on Google, but the chances of being top three is an evolving task. It's not something you do once and then you're on Google. You have to constantly make the adjustments, constantly look out for the keywords that are ranking at the moment. Now, in order to achieve that, how do I go about it? I'm constantly on the lookout for new trends in SEO, new tools that can help our website to move forward. How am I able to achieve this? I always make a note of what words are working, what words are no longer working. And constantly you're doing, like, you're doing the on-site SEO, you're doing the off-site SEO, and then you're not just focusing on one side. So generally, SEO research, from my point of view, or what I do for the website of the company that I have worked in, both in my capacity as a marketing manager or a digital marketer, is to constantly look out for was there a downslide? Is there a downslide in this tool? What can we do? How can we make it better? Do our headline tag, is it optimized? Is it within space? And you're making these changes, you are researching more, you're knowing more, and you are effecting it and analyzing the results to see, okay, this change that I made, is it really, really okay? Is it working? And if yes, you monitor more and make more changes. So basically, that's my journey with as an SEO researcher or researching. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing that as well with us. I love storytelling. So most times I I desire to see job seekers share a very short 30 seconds or 1 minute story on how each question does relate to to you in person. That's good. Thank you for sharing that with us. Let's go straight to Ayobamiji. What were some of the most valuable technical skills you acquired during your research experience at Olusegun Agagu University of Science and Technology? I'll take that again, Ayobami. It says, what were some of the most valuable technical skills you acquired during your research experience at Segun Agagu University of Science and Technology? Do you understand that question, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please take it.
Thank you, sir. One of the major, thing I was able to gain during the process of my research was collaborative work, because my research really needed a kind of more effort coming from the aspect of collaboration, where I had to go to another university, Federal University of Technology, Akure, to make further research, because I actually worked on synthesis and antibacterial activities of quinazole non-derivatives. So I had to relate with other fields, especially from microbiology, where I had to work on different zones of inhibition. So technically talking about collaboration and ability to work with others and try to understand the angle which others are coming. And another important thing was time management for me, because there were different aspects that were given to me, and there was need for me to really work on myself and really come up with a kind of best decision within a short time. And how was I able to overcome this time management? I was able to break down my project into simpler units. So I was able to focus on the ones that were more easier for me, so that I can easily cover them within a short time. And I was able to work more on effective time management, and I was able to use easy time management tools. I was able to get ideas from other other students that have done related work. So I was able to get knowledge from them, so that it can help me to work more better on the time and every other thing. And another important thing was critical thinking, because the kind of research is not just something that I can just come about. You have to think very well and come up with a kind of best decision that actually helped me to bring the best results. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I like the part that you said it before, which I feel that is one of your strengths, that you always try much as possible to break down large projects into a smaller unit. That's more directive. in this part of the world where I am, we normally say that you must identify your goals. You must identify your goals and put a time frame to it. We do it a lot in the US. If you don't identify those goals as a project manager, as a programs manager, you must put those goals together, break them down in pieces, and put a time frame to it, to each goals. And I like that part as well. Let's go straight to Daniel. Daniel, could you share an experience where your leadership skills were pivotal, that is critical in managing a team of marketing specialists? I'll take that again. He says, could you share an experience where your leadership skills were pivotal in managing a team of marketing specialists? Did you get that question? You want me to say it again?
I got your question correctly.
Okay, then please take it away.
All right, thank you so much for that question. Now, as a transformational leader, while I worked, or while I currently still work as the social media team lead for Project 26. Now, in order to make the team work, we had a number of people who wanted to volunteer because they were interested in, reaching out to people, since it's a non-governmental organization that is focused in, reaching out to underprivileged people in the society once every year. That's on the 26th December of every year. Now, how I was able to transform that team in particular as a leader was because our members of my team were not 100% skilled. When I mean 100% skill, as a manager, I always recruit for culture and character, for like work culture and ability to learn, rather than very skilled people that don't have great working culture. So bringing these people on board, I was able to guide them, and to help them to, work together to create a very conducive, collaborative teamwork space that make us to have our maximum result. See, for example, setting out a campaign that was doing a social media campaign that, got us over 30 something thousand views in 1 month. That only takes collaboration. So I assigned tasks. I delegated tasks to people based on their strength. And, I always provide feedback. I was always positive. And I settled disputes with a very strong emotional intelligence that, points towards the fact that I am concerned about you. And for this team to work and produce results, we have to do it together. So by the end of last year, Project 26, a lot of people now learned their strengths, now had to, have the ability to go out and chase more career path, because they understand what it feels like, beyond working on hands-on experience. They understand what it feels like, or be like, to work as a member and part of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I like the part when you said you recruit for, you look out for culture and character. I did a training last week, and I was able to share with my crew members. I said, for me, catching character is bigger than title or strategy. If you have a manager, a leader that lacks character, then such manager or leader does not have business to lead. Character for me is a very big one. You can train, skills can be trained. You can have a dumb, you can train up a robot, to do specific job, and it becomes a routine. It becomes, it's become a day-to-day exchange of job. But you can't train anybody on character. It has to be an inborn thing. Right is right, wrong is wrong. So I like that part as well. Then you did talk about settle dispute, with emotional ability. I like the part of empathy. In this part of the world where I am, we do so much on empathy. The management will teach you how to sympathize, express empathy, to colleagues, be it junior or senior colleagues. As long as there is a problem, there is a dispute, your responsibility as a manager is to express empathy first, regardless of who is at fault or not. Empathy first comes first in this part of the world. So you can have a balanced view, balanced conversation with both parties. I like that. Thank you for sharing that with us. Let's go straight to Ayobamiji. Ayobamiji, you have experience as a chemistry teacher. How has teaching influenced your approach to problem solving and project management in a professional setting? I'll take that again, Ayobamiji. It says, you have experience as a chemistry teacher. How has teaching influenced your approach to problem solving and project management in a professional setting. Did you get that?
Yes, sir.
Please talk to us.
Thank you very much, sir. During the process of my teaching in school, I had to face challenges with students that find it very difficult to read. And at the end of the day, God helping me, I was able to find solution to their problem. How was I able to find solution to their problem? I was able to pay more attention to their weaknesses, and I was able to work more on their weaknesses, and I was able to relate with them more. I was able to make sure they were more free to me and trying to take away their kind of setback in emotion and every other things. And I try to bring forward a kind of approach that will enable them to understand the topic well. I try to go back to their condition and make sure that a solution is provided there. And another important thing that helped me was I was able to make sure that more attention to details were being paid to them. And I was able to come up, give them the subject in a very easy way in which it will really help them to work. And I believe this skills has really helped me, basically talking about the attention to details, even in my own personal work. It has really helped me to make profit, and it has really helped me to go higher. And I was able to take away that fear, like it's not just about saying we are having challenges or something is difficult. Then it is just for my ability to know that there's nothing difficult, that it is always in me to overcome it. So that means there's no subject that is difficult. So since you have that mindset that you can do it, it is just a thing of mindset. Once the mindset is there, then I can achieve it. And I believe all these skills, the mindset, the ability to think well, thinking outside the box has really also helped me in my professional career. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. I like the part that you did talk about the soft skills. I have an acronym. I have an acronym for soft skills. I call it. It depends on the environment that I find myself in, the capacity that I find myself. Sometimes I say teach or teaching. Sometimes I say teaching is the best. Teaching is the best is an acronym for my soft skills. So sometimes I share 15 soft skills. For example, teach. I can get into a forum and say, let me share my soft skills I call teach. T for teaching, E for empathy, A for adaptability, C for communication, and H for helping others. So it depends on the capacity that I find myself. So I like the part where you did talk about soft skills, that we're able to identify people that are struggling to assimilate. And, what is life if it's not to share ideas and knowledge? Most times I share with people, I said, your certification, it doesn't make any meaning if the essence of acquiring knowledge, the essence of acquiring a certification, first degree or first class degree, is to be able to identify a problem, solve the problem, and the biggest part of it is to transfer the knowledge. So if you've not been able to do these three things as a graduate, then I think it's just an exercise. So I'm happy that you've been able to at least do three of that key part in getting a certification. Putting those certificates on the wall, if it definitely cannot solve those three problems, then it's a waste of time and resources. Thank you for sharing that. All right, let's go straight to the man from Arochukwu. It says here, what strategy have you implemented in social media marketing that led to significant growth in engagement and visibility? I'll take that again. Daniel, what strategies have you implemented in social media marketing that led to significant growth in engagement and visibility? Please talk to me.
All right, thank you so much for that question. So, yes, as a marketing manager, when it comes to social media, the first thing we do is we understand our target audience. We understand our target audience very well. We are always on the lookout to what behavioral changes are happening. And then what possible questions are our target audience asking in regarding to the products that we are trying to push out to them. Now, when we are done and harnessing this, the next thing we do is, this is part of our strategic plan. The next thing we do, we don't just hop on it and start creating content. We also, based on the data we've tried to find out from them, we try to decide which of the platform would most likely fit our target audience. Let me give, for example, most times people understand who their target audience is, but they don't know that creating content that does not find them, you know where they are, you know what they want, you know the questions that they are asking. But imagine your target audience being on TikTok and you're on Instagram. So basically, when we are done finding our target audience, we also look at the medium where we can find them based on age range and other criteria that is necessary to them. And then we come together, we brainstorm on idea, we create a content calendar, we come up with a means to send them like what type of content they would prefer. And then we create this content and we put out and we monitor, because the most effective part of marketing is the creative part of it. Once you are done thinking, the next important part is to monitor and observe if what you are putting out here is actually working, which is another amazing part of our strategic plan, to always sit, monitor, and make changes when necessary. Then amazingly, the result was great. For example, when we, like I shared earlier with you on the recent campaign we did on social media and how we were able to get over 500 and over 1,700.9%, is because we understood our target audience. We know where they are, which was Twitter. We created a campaign for them, and the result was amazing, and it affected other platforms. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that your strength again. It's laudable, and I'll definitely come back to you. Something popped up in my mind, but I'm going to share with you guys before we leave. Let's go straight to the man from Olusegun Agagbe University. It says, can you share an example of a project or research you worked on that showcases your ability to synthesize and characterize chemical compounds? Now we are going straight to your call. I'll take that again. Can you share an example of a project or research you worked on that showcases your ability to synthesize and characterize chemical compound? Please take us to the lecture.
Thank you very much, sir. Yes, during my undergraduate study, I was able to work on this project topic called antibacterial synthesis and antibacterial activities of quinazolinone derivatives. Then what are quinazolinone derivatives? They are just basically compounds that have the ability to fight bacteria. And during the process, I was able to work more on the zones of inhibition of these compounds. And I discovered that these compounds are different zones of inhibition. So what is this telling us about? So zone of inhibition is telling us about the distance. It's just like more of the potency or effectiveness of this compound, these quinazolinone derivatives, to fight bacteria. And at the end of the day, I was able to discover that these zones of inhibition, they vary. And from there, I was able to know more about the potency of quinazolinone derivatives. And at the end of my research, I discovered that I even discovered a novel quinazolinone derivatives in which the potency was even greater than myself. It has really helped me, because I talk about collaborative work. The collaborative work has really helped me to come up with a very good result and ability to think outside the box, because this kind of project required me more of thinking outside the box. I had to make different researches from articles, from journals, from other textbooks, and I had to come up with a kind of best solution that can actually give me what I wanted. And I'm happy to say that at the end of the project, I was able to come up with a kind of best solution that can even provide a solution to most of the challenges that we have, even in Nigeria, especially talking about fighting bacteria, and it even offers a kind of better and more preferable solution when talking about drugs that fight bacteria.
Thank you so much. I have to put that down. Quinazonol synthesis. Oh my God.
So
Yeah. After the show, I think you need to break it down for me. Since you like to break down big projects in smaller units, you will break down that quinazonol synthesis.
quinazolinone.
Thank you for sharing that with us. All right, let's go straight to, and I like the part that you said you were able to come up with, you discovered solutions to it, so to how to kill bacteria. That's a very big one. Sometimes I get worried. I get worried about how you buy, what's it called? That stuff that you use. What is it called? Please, can somebody help me out with it? Hand sanitizer, and it says 99%.
What I say, effectiveness.
What happened to what happened to the 1% or the 0.01%?
There's no perfection anyway, so so they're only trying.
So what about if you use it like 4 or 5 times, 99%, 99.9%, you use it again, that should
It's still that same 99.9.
that you will
It's
get,
still
right?
99.9. Yes.
Yes. Oh my God. All right. Thanks for sharing that. I like that. Thank you so much, Ayobamiji. Your last question,
Yes.
Daniel, and it says, how do you approach content writing and website management to ensure consistent and effective communication with your audience? I'll take that again. It says, how do you approach content writing and website management to ensure consistent and effective communication with your audience? Please help me out.
All right, thank you so much for that. I treat content writing specifically like every aspect of journalism. You are writing for the mass media, whether you like it or not. You have to break down complex ideas as simple as possible so that somebody who just comes across your website that does not have much understanding about a lot of things can be able to go out with much and understand what you're talking about. Now, another amazing thing about it is that when it comes to content writing, I don't just write, or it's not something I advise for people to just start writing. Just like every aspect of marketing, you make research and understand who you're writing for, who they are, what they hope to get. Now, when you come to content writing, it cuts across a lot of things, from your call to actions to that's if you're writing or copies for your website, to like the kind of content you want to put out in terms of blogs, in terms of newsletters and emails and all. You want to make them as converting as possible. You want to create a story, you want to weave it around a journey so that in the mind of the audience, they always remember basic things that would, whenever they see it, they are triggered or remember what you thought or what they read about you previously. So that is something I prioritize when writing content. And like I said, your call to actions need to be very direct and very converting. You want to make it easy for them to know how to navigate. Also, when it comes to like your blogs, your websites, if you're writing, especially maybe you might be a technical content writer, you want to make your headlines easy to read, easy to find, easy to understand. Basically, it's three things. Tell them what you want to tell them what you told them, and tell them what you just told them. So tell them what you want to tell them, and tell them what you just told them so that they remember it as fast as possible and convert at the end. I hope that answers your question. Thank you so much, Mr. Abimbola.
Thank you. Well, you cannot, definitely cannot complicate my thinking. So I have to take you back to tell them what, please take that again. Can you?
Okay, so it's a journalist way of writing. You tell them what you want to tell them. That's the headline. I tell you that, oh, this is how to integrate API or our API to your website. So I've told you what I want to tell you. Now I'll now tell you to integrate your this is this, you put this here, you add this here, do this. Very simple. So I am telling you. Then at the end of it, I can give a conclusion part that, oh, what you just read is how to integrate your API or our API on your website to have like a great flow. So a summary is tell them what you want to tell them, headline, tell them body, conclusion is tell them what you've just told them. Conclusion. I hope that answers it.
You did. I I was trying to go back to my archive as a journalist. I don't know if you're aware that I've been a journalist for almost 14 years, you know.
I did my homework. I know you're a journalist.
So
Yeah,
that's amazing. I heard that in the United Nations when I came into the US. You brought it back to me. Good job. Let's
thank you.
go to Ayobamiji, your last question. It says, how do you think your proficiency in Microsoft Office, CorelDRAW, Adobe Photoshop, and web designs can contribute to a role in customer service, data entry, or administration? I'll take that again. How do you think your proficiency in MS Office, CorelDRAW, Photoshop, web design can contribute to a role in customer service, data entry, and administration? Looking at your resume, please talk to me.
Yes, sir. My role in, thank you very much for the question. Yes, I believe for every data analysis project, there's always need for knowledge in Microsoft Office. Why? Because Microsoft Office is a kind of like platform that helps to itemize and arrange documents in the right order. And I believe understanding of the right way of arranging documents will help to relate better to customers because it will help to reduce the challenges of probably in the aspect of record that or in the process of making sales. So the process of trying to keep records, then basically we are talking about Microsoft Office, the understanding of records, which I believe understanding of records will enable individual entrepreneur to make plans for better outputs in the future. And my understanding of CorelDRAW as understanding of CorelDRAW has really given me in-depth knowledge of designs in which has really helped me to make impact in companies. It has really helped companies, creating awareness and ability for others to get knowledge about it. And also the process of administration, which I also believe the process of Microsoft Office and the knowledge, it helps a management to be able to know the right decision to take, which I believe is very, very important in any form of administration, because I believe the essence of administration is to plan ahead and see what is there to do better, or what are those things that we are doing that we are not doing better. I think in the process of keeping records, which applying Microsoft Office knowledge, and also in the process of designing, can help to bring a kind of brand awareness to make other people to be aware of what the organization or the company stands for. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much. I like that. I think that question popped up because in the present age that we are, I think everybody should be Microsoft Office diligent, because there is no one on earth that should not be able to work with a Microsoft Office, because that's the world we are right now. I must congratulate both of you. I really enjoyed, aside from having hosting the privilege to host this show, I must say that I enjoyed the show. I don't feel, I might not be having my breakfast this morning, because I feel that this episode already is my breakfast. You guys fed me enough. So don't worry about it. I won't have my breakfast. I've already had my breakfast with the presence of you guys. This is what I call skills versus intellect episode. You know, I'm telling you, you guys really, I can identify your strength and weakness right from the on go. Daniel, your skills is amazing. Ayobamiji, your intellect it's can't be compared. I'm telling you. And if I'm in the other side of employment right away, I will definitely get Daniel. You know, imagine Daniel, both of you are in the US. Daniel, you get a job. You get a job within 1 month of your entry into the United States. And I can tell you that you get a job in the creative world almost immediately. Believe me, you will get a job quickly. And for your Bamiji, I think you need to stand in front of the classroom. You most likely get a job as a lecturer in the US, because your intellect is very key. And I'm telling you straight up, that if there are ways that you guys can find a way out of that, that jambu, that cage, that we call a country, it's better off that you just come and because time is not a friend. People say it's an essential commodity. For me, you cannot contain time. You can't contain it. It goes, it goes, it goes, it goes. And as time is going, unfortunately, the age is counting, So if you have a better way to sell out these skills and your intellect to the outside world, it will be most appreciated in a good land, in a such balanced economy, fair economy like the US, UK, or European world as the case may be. So it is skills versus intellect episode for me this morning. I really enjoyed what came out of you, Ayobamiji. Sincerely, you are very, very sound. You know your onions very well. You are somebody I can give 10 pager of materials to and tell you to prepare for training tomorrow morning and you will deliver it because you know exactly what it takes for every letter, what every letter means. And of course to Daniel. Daniel, believe me, your skills is uncomparable when it comes to the creative world. Your presentation is key. Your terminology, your metrics to presentation is what's listening to at all time. You have that communication skills, that will make any employer or group to listen to you because you know how to articulate it very, very well. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with both content. Believe me, if I have a chance right now, I will get you a job of $1 million, But let's see what the outside world will offer you guys. So my question is to you, Daniel, what do you think of Ayobami? Ayobami, what do you think of Daniel? Quick one before I go to Ifine. 1 minute.
All right, that's great. I think Mr. Ayobami is a very intellectual individual, like she just confirmed. Yes. So in my mind, I'm thinking a lot of things. I'm like, oh, as a marketing manager, I know where best he's going to fit. It's already happening in my mind. It's like it's a lot going on. But yes, I do really commend him, and it's really amazing coming out from a Nigerian university that is not private with a first class is something I think is worth everything, is worth everything. It takes dedication. It takes being very, take it from someone who's also a graduate. It takes a lot to get it happen. I think you have limited resources, but then you have to now do the extra work to make it work. That's why I said in any university here in Nigeria that's not private. So yes, I think Mr. Ayobami is really intellectual. He's a smart man, and yeah, I'm really hopeful that he gets something out of this. Trust me, I was smiling all through if you noticed, and I was nodding because I agree genuinely. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for that. Ayobami, that was sincere. Please talk to me about Daniel.
Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Daniel, I think he's very, very intelligent when it gets to area of digital marketing because now he has been able to give us some kind of live application and some kind of challenges and how he was able to overcome it. And I believe if more sponsorship is being rendered on the knowledge is especially when it gets to area of digital marketing and when it gets to area of entrepreneurial planning. And I believe organizations, they will be very, very of need of his services. Why? Because he's so very, very intelligent. He can deliver at any point in time. So that's what I actually think about him. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, guys. I like the part you get the way you guys banter together. I like it. It's smart, isn't? That's good. All right, maybe this man with glasses will tell us something different. If I call him the inspiration. Are you there? It's kind of freeze. Are you active? If I. All right, I'm familiar with this. The Nigerian has happened again, right? The Nigerian factor will always happen. Okay, let's see if we can. Okay, he's out. He'll definitely come back again. You know. You know, at no time, and I have to say this to you people, at no time in my experience in this country that you freeze. Okay, Ayobami too is gone. You know, Daniel, make sure that you hold on to your internet, like hold on to your phone like that you're not going nowhere. You know,
I'm not going anywhere.
exactly. Ayobami, welcome back. You know, at no time, that I've experienced internet disruption, in this country. At no time, we definitely cannot have a board meeting, training, anywhere in this part of the country that suddenly we disappear and try to log in back. Never, So I think it's more of that's what we're talking about leadership. People in the arms of affairs are not responsible enough to negotiate. That's why negotiation is also a skill. There are people that negotiate on this stuff. You know, I can tell you that people that negotiate on the bandwidth that a country get, bandwidth that, and it takes the smart ones to negotiate very well. Because if I'm negotiating, I'm not negotiating based on me. I'm negotiating based on the 200 million people that will have access to the internet. So you should be able to come from that premise of negotiating that, you know what, this is the biggest black nation on earth. This is what we need. We need a bandwidth that can take 200 million people on the go. You definitely cannot do that in the US. When you talk, you talk. You can't have breakdown in your communication. It's always there. Your network can never disappear. I don't know how these guys did it, but believe me, and that goes to my friend in China also told me about it as well. People in the UK said talk to each other. Even in South Africa, because I've lectured in South Africa, it's there, it's there. So it's a big problem for us as a nation. So soft skills, negotiation, it's powerful. So you might want to inculcate that in your practices because you might be also be negotiating your salaries at any point in time. Daniel, I will definitely reach out to you immediately after the show. Ayobami, I will also reach out to you immediately after the show as well. There is a training coming up. I don't know if you got the invite yesterday for in your mail boxes. I don't know if you got it. I sent out an invite on how to navigate job hunting in Nigeria's challenging economy. Did you guys get it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Daniel, did you get it?
No, I did not. I would cross check, please.
Okay, please. I'm going to probably send it again. I'll ask if I need to forward it to you. Please kindly, I want you both of you to be part of that training and see how we can. I have a few strategy on how we can navigate the employment market in the country, be it home and abroad. So I want you guys to be there. I will be sharing opportunities on foreign jobs as well that you can do remotely. Then you have a deep experience in remote opportunities, so you might want to be part of that class as well. It's just a 1 hour class. I will share how to navigate job hunting. If you might need to share the information, the online class with Daniel and Ayobamiji. Oh, Ayobamiji has it with Daniel. I want them to be part of the online class for next week. Thank you so much. You disappeared. Thank God you're back. But I do
Sorry,
understand. No, it's
something.
we already gossiped about you and about it. It's fine. Please talk to us. Talk to me about Daniel. Talk to me about Ayobamiji. You have 1 minute 30 seconds for Daniel. 1 minute 30 seconds for Ayobamiji. Inspiration. Talk to
Yeah,
me.
yeah. Honestly, I enjoyed myself all along. I enjoyed myself all along. It was a very nice time here. I think Daniel is superb. He has everything it takes to become successful in his field, in his creative world, in the digital marketing space, honestly. So all I just need to tell him, yeah, I rate his confidence level 100, very good delivery, very good time management, very good. I would just want to point out that he needs to still work on his storytelling ability. That just to fine tune it. Yeah. He has a very good strength there. So keep working on your storytelling ability. Go straight to exactly how solutions were actually the results of some of the activities you carried out of your project and all that. So those are some of the key performance index we look out for as employers to just put you right on the go. So congratulations, you had a very, very nice one. Keep it up, Daniel. Keep it up. All right, so my friend Ayobami, you are awesome. I think I rate your good background knowledge of your course and your field 100, very, very good. Your confidence level, very, very good. Your delivery, you need to work on that as well, but you did very well. For your delivery ability, let people be able to uh, capture some of the things you're saying. And if you come up with some terrible terminology, jargons in your feed, you just do us a good to probably just break it a bit down so we can follow up. You understand? Yeah, and also your storytelling ability is what you need to work on. Yeah, you can just take some hint from what Daniel did, but then on your aspect, for example, you just said, okay, you were able to create impact in organization. How did you create the impact in this organization? We want to get some of all those things. So narrowing it down to exactly what you carried out, those are some of the things that makes the pitch more personal. So you make it more realistic and more practical. So I believe you work on that, you become very, very good at what you do. But generally, you did very well. Congratulations. Thank you very much.